All right. Good night, everybody. Welcome to Ireland fans. You notice that I'm here, one location, me and Moy. I think he called me over because he want me to help him do a job tomorrow. So right now you're trying to work out some terms, some agreements. Maybe he give me Mahrez if I can hold off Liverpool tomorrow for him. We're trying to work out some kinks and stuff like that. But nevertheless, we are here. We missed last night. It's not our fault. People lock off the current, so it wasn't our fault. So we're here tonight. We're talking about football and what a night to come because Manchester United, they're out of the UCL. I mean, I don't think that was surprising, but coming off of the back of that big win on the weekend, I would say it's the big win on the weekend. Ronaldo scoring a hat trick. I mean, where do Manchester United go from there is the question that I would ask. Where do they go from there in terms of their progression forward as a club? Because this is how many seasons in a row now that they haven't won the championship. But then also, Manchester City stumbled yesterday. I mean, Moyes been talking big. Moyes and Munch been talking big past couple of weeks. Oh, this is City. We don't battle this. We don't battle this. We don't battle that. It looking kind of fishy. So I'm here. We're here. We're gonna hear from Moy expressly about what's going on at Manchester City and why exactly he needs Arsenal, the great Arsenal, to do a job for him tomorrow. So we're going to touch on the Premier League games from the weekend. We're going to touch on the UCL games from today, and look forward to the ones tomorrow, and then look forward to some games that we have midweek as well, and then we call it a night. But boy, good night, welcome, welcome. I know you're a bit sad. I know you're probably glad that the current came off last night, but we're here now tonight, nevertheless. Tell me your thoughts initially on just on the weekends game, of course, and let's throw in the UCL game from today.
Oh, good night to the all the Island fans group. Happy to see y'all once again. Let me just touch on my game, a quick synopsis of my game before we actually touch it. I mean, it was probably the best case scenario. I mean, the win is what you would like to get. But then getting the draw is not totally out. The worst thing because I'm 5 points at least in front of them. Even if they happen to win tomorrow, that would at least a 2 point gap. And I mean that as of now, I must say there's a little, a change of mind. I still think that the title is ours, but the pressure is really on.
Okay, we're back. We're back. Okay, all right. I was just about to tell Moy. I have Munchie here in the comments. He's saying good night, and of course he's throwing in banter. At the closest Arsenal gonna ever beat the City. Shock next tomorrow. Well, on the looks of it, I wouldn't be so sure about that because, and I'd say because you want me to do a job tomorrow, and you know what? Let me touch on the Arsenal game because Arsenal over the weekend, and Jonathan is here. Jonathan, let me just put Jonathan in. Good night, Jonathan. Can you hear us? Jonathan Modefoot.
Hey,
You're
y'all.
muted, bro. Jonathan, what am I to eat?
Three chicken burger, man.
I thought it was one of them
But
famous potato dumpling that you always talk about.
but Jonathan, I hope
No, no,
that's
no, no.
3 points tomorrow because I would really like that.
Of course. 3 points in the bag.
Okay, so John, tell me why I don't give it some time to swallow, and then we won't touch on the Arsenal game
No,
because
sit
I,
down.
mean, I didn't see. Oh my goodness, sorry, sorry.
Sit down.
But let me just say, I didn't see much of the game, but from all indications, Party dominated that game, and it seems as if what we've been saying for the past year or maybe year and a half, Jonathan, that this is a process, and we can see something in the pipeline. We can see little different, little nuances that Arteta is changing. We're now seeing them come to fruition. He also said, because he was heavily criticized at the start of the season, when we lost the 3 game, and we were at the bottom of the table at the first international break. And look
Mhm.
at us now, we were the laughing stock of the league. And now the big bad city wants us to do a job tomorrow. Imagine, just
Oh
imagine.
boy.
I mean, my
Mhm.
point out there, I wasn't a Arteta fan all the time.
Yeah, so then no, I'm
But
saying
yeah,
this is for the haters like Cello. He's gone rather dormant now. But this is for the haters
Mhm.
like Cello. I know see something about the squad. There's a defensive solidity about us. The way how we transition from back to front. You can see clearly what exactly Arteta wants to do. I mean, who would have imagined Granit Xhaka as a prime number 8 in the Premier League? This is why he kept him. I mean, and look now, our highest goal scorer comes off of our bench. We don't have the likes of Sterling and Mahrez and Bernardo and a plethora of high quality names. But look at the efficiency of the players that we have in the camp. And if we stay fit, Jonathan, hey, I'm saying that Chelsea is there for the taking. Do you agree with me?
Oh, you're shooting kind of early for now, man. Me still a focus on 35 fourth spot because we're still only 1 point ahead of United. I wanted to put some
Right.
daylight between us and United first. But I have to big up Arteta. I have to say, sometimes I believe, as all of us were, we were wondering, is it the right decision? The man had no experience, it
No,
miles
no,
from the
no.
club.
I've never wavered. I've
Yeah,
trusted the
right.
process.
Yeah, right.
it was on
Yeah,
a
no,
you know all the time.
yeah, but the man is really proving himself. He made a lot of big decisions, like getting rid of Aubameyang, because not from a footballing sense, just because of the culture that he wants to create at the club, and Aubameyang wasn't fitting into that. But the two of them understood it, so he had to leave. So be it. And actually, we've gone on a really good run since Aubameyang left, and we haven't had a problem scoring goals because goals is coming from Saka, Martinelli, Smith Rowe, Odegaard, Lacazette, Partey. Everybody's scoring goals. Gabriel, everybody's pitching with the goals, and we're doing our job. The midfield looks solid, Jack. I'm telling you. Next summer, we need to buy. If we upgrade on Xhaka, that midfield is going to be, for me, and it's kind of early, but it's going to be up there with the top 5 midfielders in the Prem because Odegaard
Right.
is cooking. When I say the man is cooking,
Okay.
right, the man have a bullfoot soup and a season everything right. The man have a
Yeah,
bullfoot soup
right.
now. Yo, Shaq, the man just looks so good right now. When the man finished cookie soup, David Silver kind of stuff we're talking about. And I don't want to put no
I,
pressure on
I
him too early. I don't
I
put no
love
kind of
that
pressure on him too
analogy.
early, but he looked good.
I love that
Mm.
analogy, and I love the comparison. But let me throw this question out to you because I see Lucas Paqueta name being banded around as a likely replacement. What do you think about that?
For who? I right here. Me never
For
hear about this
Arsenal,
one yet.
you haven't heard about Lucas? Yeah, he's a Brazilian. He starts with the Brazilian national team.
Hmm.
Yeah, he plays for he's Leon. Plays for Leon over there in France. But he's a baller, Jonathan. He was at Milan before he went over there. He's a
Oh,
baller. You
replacement
can
for
you can
Jackie
look
you're
at him.
talking.
To play that
Oh,
other side, upgrade on Shaka over there on that left hand side of the midfield. I think it
all
would
right.
work wonders
Me have to
because
look into
think
him,
of it.
but if you say so,
He has a bit
I
of a
trust you.
he has a bit of a nasty side, Jonathan. You know how them South Americans play. He has a bit of
Hmm.
a nasty side, but he has this guile about him, trickery, tenacity, and he can take a
Like
shot.
Martinelli,
He can take
basically.
to the players right, and he's very
Hmm.
techy, very technical. So I mean, Jonathan, the only way is up for us. What you have to say about Arsenal? Make sure remember that you want the result tomorrow. So be kind.
Hey, I'd probably be the one on the show that not Arsenal fan. Probably be the one to at least heap praises to the team. So far, I must say it's commendable. Ben White coming into the season, I know he has
Yeah,
been getting a lot of stick. I
yeah.
mean, I remember even Munchie has been saying like,
Oh
Who
yes,
is Ben White? I
facts,
mean, is
bro.
the English person. Nobody know about. I mean, you put him like on this. I mean, Stones is coming from Everton, which was probably it's bigger name than Brighton. But Ben White, I mean, I watched him. I know how good of a player he was. And even if you point out to Ramsey, I mean, Ramsey was probably one of the icing on the cake for Arsenal. He came in, made a huge difference. He had a number of clean sheets already and stuff here. Probably even contended to be keeper of the season. And I mean, Arteta's been getting a lot of stick. Where is he going to finish? Is he going to finish eighth? And he's up there fighting for fourth spot, even in front of United that came second. I mean, it's commendable, I must say.
Let me ask you there, Johnson. Last question before we move on from Arsenal. You can just answer quickly. Arsenal gets top four. Yeah, I'm not even thinking about nothing. Arsenal gets top four, whether third or fourth. Is it an overachievement for Arsenal to get top four this season?
Um, okay, so that's a difficult question because at the beginning of the season, everybody would have said overachievement. Because at the start of the season, looking at how everything was going, you would have said four teams for sure going to be in the top four. We know who those four teams would have been. And so Arsenal wasn't really in that conversation. But when you look at how things
Right.
played out and considering what happens around us, yes, you only have to focus on what we are doing, but that has helped us. And I think at this point, we have to finish top four or the season is a fail at this point because the door is wide open for you. And if you don't do it, one game a week, so that's all you're focusing on. Well, this week is an unusual one because I think we have three in a week. So, I mean, you have to do it at this point. You can't not do it. And also, we
I'm
play a
gonna
lot of the
agree to
teams.
disagree.
We play a lot of the teams that we competing for top four. So United have to come to us. We have to go to Tottenham.
You're right. It's really in our hands. You're right, bro. You're right.
I
Mm,
mean, let me just add there quickly. Um, Arsenal is a team that we expect to be making top four because they're one of the big teams in the Premier League over a number of years. So as an overachieve, you would probably say yes and could probably say no at the same time because of the position y'all are at the moment. I think the probably realistic goals that y'all could probably agree was at least getting in back into the Europa League at least. And I think that's the expectation and you're kicking it right now.
But okay, no, why I say because coming into the season, nobody, no pundit, no expert had Arsenal anywhere close to top four. Nowhere
hmm
close to top four. A lot of people saying, "Oh, we probably may come seventh or maybe sixth." They were calling no names in the conference league. So anything higher than that, I'm saying that. I mean, look, Arteta, and don't forget. And I think this is a underrated quality of what Arteta has had to do since his time at Arsenal is revamp the whole squad. Revamp
Yeah.
the man out the deadwood, but while still trying to get results. I think that's an underrated quality right there. And I think if we do get it, and I think that we will, we just got to take it one game at a time, like we've been saying. If we do get it, I think he would have overachieved, and he would have gotten a lot of the people who are on his back off of it. Let me just get in Munchie. Munchie says technically we don't need Arsenal to do us any favor because we have Liverpool to play at the Etihad again, technically. But before Man City plays another game, Liverpool plays twice before them and could be a point ahead of them. So you really do
That's
need me to do a
Saturday.
job
That we both after the FA Cup weekend, which I think is this
this
week.
weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, next week we both play on the Saturday, and Liverpool have the early game. Then I have basically the midday kickoff,
But
as you would probably
but then
say.
more even that to Jonathan, it's funny because the times in which Liverpool and Manchester City play is so important because if Man City goes if Liverpool is 1 point ahead of Manchester City before they kick off, then that's pressure on Manchester City. Just by knowing, hey, look, Liverpool already have points on the board.
Yeah,
Yep.
once we get the Man City game, I'll touch on that also.
All right, let's just scan through
Well,
some of the other
but
results.
Chuck, let me say something real quick about Liverpool. Not like 5 seconds. We can't underestimate the desire and the hunger Liverpool have. Liverpool only win one Premier League now, one. So they're going to be really want this chance. So if they beat us and they win their next game after us and they go 1 point ahead, you can't underestimate that desire of we have to win this now to validate how good
Yeah.
we are. Because we can't just win one Premier League in all this good speller runs that
Yep.
we having throughout these couple of years. They have
You're
to
right.
either on top of it.
Yep. I keep saying that this Liverpool team, as good as they have been, as hungry as they have been, they don't win enough. They haven't won
Yep.
enough.
Hmm.
You're right, Jonathan. On the weekend, Leeds beat Norwich 2-1. Um, Southampton lost 2-1 to Watford. Everton, again, yes, they do have games in hand, but I don't even see them winning a game, if I'm being honest. They lost 1-0 to Wolves. West Ham, they won 2-1 to Aston Villa. On Saturday, Liverpool won 2-0 to Brighton. And we got to touch on that though. Is that a red card for you from Sanchez? Any of you? Is that a red card?
I only saw the
I
picture, I
don't.
didn't see the video, and from the pictures it looked like a red card.
The pi-
I saw the video. I'm only thinking that maybe because the goal went in also, that probably had a little to do of him not getting the red card with it because Liverpool got the goal also. But I'm not.
what
If it was given, I wouldn't be upset.
what I heard one analyst said, he said that that was a goal. The play that the goalkeeper made, that was a football play, meaning that the goalkeeper was well within his right to make that type of challenge to go and get the ball. Even if you take that route, I'm still saying that's dangerous. And I think that's
Yep.
borderline, maybe even that borderline. I think that's clearly endangering the player. I think he should have gone. If I'm being honest, I think he should have gotten a red
Yeah,
card
because
there.
if I remember clearly, also I think the ball was still in the box,
Yeah, he just
and
nodded past him.
yeah, and the keeper did. It's not like he went with his hand or anything.
Foot
The
foot in
the
chest.
collision was foot to chest.
Yeah, foot to chest.
Hmm.
So I mean, a red card would be deserved for that.
Right. So let's just go through the other results here. Brentford, they beat Burnley 2-0. Manchester United, they won 3-2 over Spurs. A Ronaldo hat trick. I guess on the weekend, everybody was singing, "Oh yeah, that's goat things." But I think I saw you sent some in the group. He didn't even
Yeah,
have a shot to the end
yeah,
target.
registered shot.
He didn't even have a shot to the end target. So before we get to the UCL Manchester United, let's spend some time on Premier League Manchester United and the players they're in. Jonathan mentioned it earlier. They're 1 point behind Arsenal. They still have some tough games coming up. We have games in hand on them, but I think last week we were asking if Tottenham is our closest challengers, but Tottenham too have been dwindling. And here is Man U right behind of us, Jonathan. Who do you fear the most, Manchester United or Tottenham?
Always has to be Man United. Tottenham ain't nothing. It always has to be Man United. And
I'm saying, bro. I'm
the
saying.
thing is, remember I said this. Tottenham is finishing right where they are right now. That's where they're gonna finish. They're not passing
And
Wolves.
that's sixth.
Six.
Yeah, even with their
Must
games in hand, they're still not passing Wolves.
Uh,
Anyway, like I was saying,
I love
the two teams, the only reason that game was good to watch because the two teams defended so horribly. And the defensive midfielding job was so bad. Like every time you attack, it's straight at goal, straight at goal. So Tom Brady must have been like, "This is how football is all the time." No, 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 it's not like that. I'm telling you. But you have to applaud Ronaldo. He scored. I think he showed his
the first
whole portfolio of goal scoring, the different type of goals he
right.
scored, the long range. What is Eric Dyer doing for that long range goal, by the way? Why are you putting your hands behind your back and backing off outside the box?
Back
That don't make no kind of sense. Anyway,
I I mean Eric Dyer is where he's playing for Tottenham. That's why
yeah.
they are where they are.
And then Tottenham fans always talk about, oh, Romero is one of the best centre backs. This, that, the other, the other. What he doing for that corner kick? I understand Ronaldo have a good leap, but come on, man, nudge you or something, no? You just let the man leap
it
right
was
over you.
it was Doherty, you know. I think they had a mix up, and then Doherty ended up and was the one on Ronaldo, and Doherty didn't even try to put. He just let, like, you know, you're doing like long jumps or what you call them,
Paul Val.
the pole vault. Like
Oh,
that's what Ronaldo went to do. You know, just basically leaped over. We head up with a man right in front of you.
I mean,
yeah.
okay. Let me spare a point there for Manchester United because I think when when you look at the running, Arsenal versus Manchester United, let's just focus on these two teams. Arsenal, yeah, you can look at Saka, you can look at Martinelli, you can look at Smith or even Pepe. I can pull a rabbit out of a hat. But then when you
Hmm.
talk about just a star, just a out and out star, they have Ronaldo, and he could turn the game on its head in an instant. I mean,
Yep.
look at what he did. Like Jonathan, you were saying, long range shot. Then he scored a tap in. Then he showed that there's another side of me too that you have to mark. I can head this ball into the box. I mean, I can head the ball into the goal. Is that Do you think that not having a player like that can hurt Arsenal in the running or give Manchester
Yes,
United the
100%. There always is a plus for Man United, and it's a negative to teams who don't have a player anything close to that. However, you have to look at the other circumstances surrounding that player and surrounding that club. And Man United's mentality, Connor's been saying it for the past couple of weeks now, their mentality is rubbish. The
right?
club, I'm of the opinion now, I used to think their team was good enough, but they needed a proper manager. The players now, all those players need to go. Pogba needs to leave, Ronaldo needs to leave, Maguire, Lindelof, I don't care. Shaw, all of them. Rashford needs to go to Boohoo. But seriously,
You
they
want
need a
them to
whole
stay.
revamp and to
You
not
want
just
you
buy
want to tell me
stars.
you want them to stay though.
Well, yeah, let me not speak too much facts for them to pick up.
You want them to stay. Akadi saying Shaka Moore in the same room. Is this a crossover episode? No, Akani, you came in late. Moyes here. Moy has me here actually trying to negotiate some terms so I can keep Liverpool off as far from him as possible. So we're trying to work out a Mahrez deal for the summer. If I can get that win tomorrow, and Mahrez will be an Arsenal player. When season start August.
What even go
Come
that? What
August.
even go that far, boy?
That
No, but then
sound
if
good.
my
That
bang
sound good.
Liverpool, if my bang Jonathan, if you bang Liverpool, we want Mahrez one time. You're not waiting till
Yeah, one
summer.
time.
We want
Hmm.
Mahrez, we want one. Let's go. Chelsea, a 1-0, one now 1-0 victory late, 1-0 victory over Newcastle. It was a
Referee.
good ball, it was a good control, it was a good finish, but I thought the goalkeeper could have pressured Havertz at least. But before we get there, I think Chelsea was fortunate. I think
Hmm.
Newcastle should have had a penalty. I think
Very.
Chelsea should have had a player sent off. Again, refereeing decisions in the Premier League continues to plague us week in and week out. And yes, it's not Arsenal, so I don't want nobody to say, oh, Shaka always complaining. You're talking about a team in Newcastle who's scrapping for points at the end of the table here. I mean, it's fine margins we're talking about.
Yeah,
Get the calls right. That's all I'm saying.
yeah, I agree because we can always take a look back to the City and Everton game, and I can always go back to it because I can be fair with it. I mean, in the long run, these 2 points drop, at least points drop
Yeah,
for Everton could play
yeah,
vital to
yep,
them. And then what are they going to do? Turn around and say sorry to more teams,
yep.
which I really think is ridiculous. Because at that time, what is the sorry can do? Sorry, no, Shaq, sorry I didn't give you the
Yeah, they
penalty.
know that. Sorry, not putting no
Um,
points on the board.
all Shaq is going to say
Hmm.
okay, but then what is going to happen?
I'm gonna still get relegated. You
You
gonna
just
tell me
cost me
sorry?
money,
Yeah,
cost
you're
me
gonna
more
tell me
money.
sorry in the
Exactly,
championship?
exactly.
No,
And
man.
even if Newcastle has got a couple wins on the bones and can say they're fairly safe, they're still looking points because they're still looking to improve and
Yeah,
try
well,
to
okay,
finish
you
as
say,
high as
yeah.
whatever. Because I even saw a link that they probably Black is looking to move to the Premier League and Newcastle could fancy getting him
Oh, that's a big
What?
also
move.
too. So that
But
that, that would be good for them.
I think if we can just look forward a bit, if we can just look forward a bit, I think that this summer is huge for Newcastle. Huge for Newcastle.
Yeah.
Eddie Howe is showing us that he has a bit of a know-how as to what he's doing. So I think they Eddie knows how. Yeah, I like that. I mean, I feel like he's showing the board. Hey, look, give me more quality, and something can happen. Something can definitely happen. Let's touch on the last game of the Premier League from the weekend. Manchester United, Manchester City, 0-0 draw with Palace. The important thing here, more you Palace haven't conceded a goal to you at all this season,
Yep.
and you are the great Manchester City. I think you're probably the
Vieira,
highest score in the
oh,
league.
Vieira, oh.
I
Yeah.
mean, Vieira doing things. Vieira doing things. But Moy, what went wrong? And let me put a question to you. Grealish should do you, in your opinion, of course, should Grealish have started over Sterling?
I agree. Yes, I would have awarded him. Because he played
Oh,
probably his best
in
game
the derby. Okay,
against United,
okay.
and Sterling hasn't been on his best run of form like we saw, and Grealish putting in a shape of performance like that. And I think the game against Crystal Palace could prove vital, because like he's so closer to control that he and Bernardo work with and trying to get in. I mean, it was just an unfortunate time. I remember before the game, I was talking to the fellas in the group that we have, and I was saying that it's going to be a tough game. But
Yeah, it's true. You did call it. Yeah.
I expected it to be a tough game, but we actually come out with a narrow victory. That is what I was hoping, because if Palace score first, we're looking at them at a low block. And just like the first game, they're going to be very hard to break down. And then the likes of Zaha, Gallagher, they were running riot even if it was a nil-nil game.
Olise.
And yeah, Olise too. And I must give huge props to Crystal Palace left back. I think it's Mikel.
Yeah.
He was having what a game yesterday. He kept cutting out these passes. I think Gaita,
The keeper. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I remember that shot from De Bruyne hit the post, and then
Yeah,
the
and
Mahrez
Mahrez.
shot.
Yeah.
He got back up, such quick reaction. As I said earlier in the show, it hurts because the pressure is on from a Liverpool team. I would be lying if I right now there's not a little fear in there, because we know how Liverpool can be. They're not going to give up, and we're looking at basically a two-horse race right now, neck to neck, until season is finished or until we meet one another. But at a point in time, I think the pressure of knowing that if points is dropped got to the City players. Bernardo Silva played probably one of his worst games of the season. He was off by a country mile. Rodri wasn't up to it even self yesterday. Stones played a very vital role in the defensive line that game. He was probably the man of the match in that game. I know the media is going to probably come and say, every time City lose a game that there's a striker needed. And I totally can't be upset with them, because probably in certain games like this, it would be good to have at least a Harry Kane. Or even self, let me just
Since Harry Kane bad up the board in the Etihad, they will start Harry Kane.
Yeah,
but even
yeah,
self,
yeah.
let me jump to who that we have. We have a Gabriel Jesus on the bench. And I think even Sir Pep didn't make any subs that game, which I could probably see why. But I think if it's one sub I could have liked to see, it was Gabriel Jesus, because we know he offers a lot. He can always nix in the box. If he puts it in there, he can get up there. I would have liked to see him in the game. And yeah, it's crucial points drop. But we can't hang our heads for that. After just that one game, it's still one game to go, and
Right,
keep going. Push it.
right, Moy. But you have 9 games left in the league. Being in this position that you are now, you have to be perfect for the rest of the season. I'm not saying that you can't do it. We've seen City go on 15-game winning streaks and stuff like that. But you've done that with no pressure on you. You just beat people. Right? No, I mean, if Liverpool win it all out, I mean, of course we want Arsenal want to win tomorrow, and you want Arsenal to win tomorrow. But if Arsenal win it out, if Liverpool win out their games, you have to win out your games. It's not option for you. It's not an option for you. Are you ready for that fight?
Yeah, I mean,
Do you have this? I know you have the squad depth too, but then you just cited like Gabi Jesus, and Pep sometimes think is too much.
yeah, he think, we always have that problem. Even if it's going back to the Champions League finals, people saying that he thinks there's a lot and whatever. It's football once again. If he does it, all praise to Pep Guardiola. And if it doesn't work out, oh, Pep out or whatever. Like I saw some delusional City fans was like, are we really going to bottle this league? And why Pep this and this and that? I mean, at this point in time, what happens though? Because it's not something that it's out of our reach. It's still there. I'm just praying that we hope we continue. We don't battle the league because it will be embarrassing. I know it will be for sure if it
Especially
does.
since you don't talk so
If
much.
it does happen, I remember I had a hard chat with a Liverpool fan on Twitter after yesterday's game, and everything is at stake. I have high praise for my team and never back down, which I'm still going to carry the same mentality. But I'm just calling on City to continue to go well because I think they have the tenacity in it. Because I know even Seth De Bruyne in the interview, he was saying that he really prefers to win the Premier League over the Champions League because it's more constant week in week
Yeah,
out thing, and
it's
the
a harder
champion,
trophy to
yeah,
win. Yeah,
and the
I think
Champions
so.
League, you have to be on your good day. You can't be half and expect to do good.
Right.
But at Champions League is always it will be nice to win, especially if he doesn't win it. But
I'm just looking at Liverpool's farm guide here, Jonathan, and they have
Mm-hmm.
won the last 5 games, all W's. I mean, the only thing I'm thinking about that West Ham game, although it's listed here as a win, of course, it was a win. It wasn't a seamless victory. Lanzini
Mm-hmm.
had a chance there right to the death. I mean, they lost two. Okay, let me see. I'm going through them. They beat Burnley 1-0, and Burnley had some chances in that game as well. So what my point is when I'm saying about chances is looking forward to our game tomorrow. I'm thinking that there will be chances too. Liverpool is not. I don't feel like Liverpool is unbeatable. I don't feel like they're untouchable. I feel like they can be got at if I can put it that way. Um,
that's that they're not they
right.
when they
I
get
mean,
paid, but they're not top tier, as we would say,
right. They,
as we
they
would say in
batted they
Liverpool.
batted Leeds those 6-0. So we know that they have goals in them.
Everybody does that.
Uh, and then they won 2-0 on the weekend there to Brighton. Manchester City, you now have Burnley next, week after next. And then man, Liverpool
They
plays
have what
Arsenal
they have Watford
and
the
then
same Saturday.
Watford. Okay. So before we move on to the Premier League, Jonathan, we have 3 games to look forward to this midweek. The first one is Brighton versus Tottenham. Let's just say our prediction and then we move on to the
Ooh.
UCL. Brighton versus
Brighton
Tottenham.
at home.
Brighton is at home. Brighton at home.
Mm. That strike force for Brighton, like they're struggling to score goals. What's their win record like? Last 5 games, they won any games yet recently?
Um, Brighton. Let me scroll down to them. Where are they? All right, they're in 13. Whoa,
Brighton is
they're
not too bad.
winless in 5,
Okay, they do a win
losing
in front of the
2-0
home
to
fans.
United, 3-0 to Burnley, 2-0 to Villa, 2-1 to Newcastle, and 2-0 to Liverpool. So I mean, they haven't scored either. They didn't score against United. They didn't score against Burnley. They didn't score against Villa. They didn't score against Liverpool. They only managed 1 goal versus Newcastle. So
Oh,
I mean, that's gonna be really exciting stuff. Looking forward to them playing Tottenham.
yeah, I was really
Where do
hoping
you
Brighton
see
would
this
have some
one?
kind of form with them, but it
Right.
seems like a Tottenham win. Tottenham win 2-1, 2-1 Tottenham,
Yeah,
2-0,
maybe that. You
2-0
love
Tottenham.
2-0 Tottenham. But
Yeah,
then we have
I
to
agree.
also remember Tottenham have this. Tottenham lost 1-0 to Burnley, and Burnley's in
Yeah,
worse form than Brighton.
yeah, but
So
they lost last
you
week.
know,
They want to bounce back.
Tottenham want to win a trophy too, but that hasn't happened. So it's
Oh boy.
look, Tottenham can do some Spursy, but if I'm being honest, I'll bias aside. Tottenham should win that game tomorrow. You agree, Moy?
Yeah, I
And
think
and
it's a win.
shot,
I think it's a
yeah.
Yeah, Johnny, I'm listening.
If Tottenham don't get all 3 points, that's top four done for them. That's my opinion. They have to get all 3 points in that game because not just mathematically but mentally, in their minds, they're going to 2 games back to back at the critical time. They would have dropped points, so they have to win. Keep the
And
top four
especially
race
when you look when
alive.
you bring into account the form of Brighton, they should be winning this game comfortably tomorrow.
Mm.
Then we look to Arsenal versus Liverpool. It's gonna be a tough game, Jonathan. I can
Mhm.
talk a lot, but I know Liverpool is a formidable opponent. When I think about Liverpool, I just think that Klopp has them so well drilled. So I know it's gonna be a tough game. But have I seen improvements from my team that I know we can go toe to toe with Liverpool. We can beat Liverpool. I mean, come on, they're coming to the carpet. Alexander Lacazette, he's in the form of his life. I mean, and again, yes, we want goals from our striker, but if you can bring others into play and we win in games, I have no fault. I can find no fault with him. Party, he's doing his thing in the midfield there. We have a set squad going into that game tomorrow. We're riding high on confidence. We've won 9 out of our last 11. Johnson, I'm upbeat for this game tomorrow. I'm looking at a 2-1 win, Arsenal.
Let me before Jonathan goes, right? Just to touch on the game y'all played earlier against them in the Premier League. I mean, it wasn't a game that you probably say Liverpool had that from the onset. I remember it's basically after they was switching off. I remember. I mean, it was was a Japanese guy. Yeah, Tamiyasu. Basically, he was keeping Salah quiet.
Money.
They was keeping those boys quiet and just cause switch off. So I think y'all know I really want an Arsenal win, but it would be a very tough game. Arsenal still has something to prove, and Liverpool's still going at it. So it's a clash of two teams wanting something at the moment.
Right. I think that's a really good way to put it, Moy, because Arsenal, this is a stern test. Yes, we played Leicester, but Leicester been up and down. Wolves been tricky customers for a lot of opponents this season. But on this run, this is our big team. You feel really agree because we didn't get anything at City when City came to the carpet. This is a big game now, Jonathan. We have to do something.
Yeah, Chuck, let me be totally honest, right? My head telling me that Liverpool are going to be one of the most determined Liverpool team we've seen in years. Because they know if they get all 3 points, the title, they have one hand on that title in their minds. That's what they're going to be telling each other. So they're going to be very determined, but to beat them, we're going to have one of the performances one of the best performances we've ever seen from Arsenal for a long time. So my heart, I have to go with my heart this time. My heart is telling me.
Give it to them. What does your heart say? What does your heart want, and what does your head say?
Okay, my heart wants Arsenal to win 2-1. That's the only how I can say is winning 2-1 Arsenal. But my head is saying 2-0 Liverpool.
Oh boy, you can make me cry.
No, because my head is because I expect to put in a good performance, a decent performance now. But Liverpool is such a good team, and they're not on top of that. They're going to be such a good team. They're going to be so motivated. The last time we beat Liverpool, it was at the Emirates when they were chasing the 100 points in that season when they won the title, and we beat them. But they didn't need to win that game because they had the title more or less in their hands. So, but the pressure is on here on them, and they're gonna want to perform. But I'll go with the 2-1 Arsenal.
All right, 2-1 Arsenal. I love that. I can't see how much longer in the show. Shoot me the link so I can make my debut in the last 15 minutes. We just have Champions League to jump on Akani. So let's talk and see if we can link you up for Thursday. Akani there. Akani, he's also saying Arsenal can probably come out 1-0. Ramsdale masterclass.
Clean sheet? What?
Clean sheet will be tough. Clean sheet could be tough, but John, I think that we can. I think we're solid defensively because we did it in 10 men. I mean, yes, they didn't have Liverpool, they didn't have Salah or Mane, but we did it with 10 men at Anfield. Just imagine the Emirates crowd. We scoring first, and the Emirates crowd taking us to the finishing line with a Ramsdale masterclass. Because I don't think we're not gonna allow Liverpool. You know, we are gonna keep them out. I think they really talented, too talented for that. And Luis Diaz is a baller.
That boy, that's really looking at the young player coming into a top league and looking very hungry.
Mm-hmm.
So, Johnson, I'm going with my heart, bro. 2-1 Arsenal. That's it.
Yep.
Okay, Everton, Newcastle. That's the last game. I'm rocking with Newcastle.
100%.
Yeah, I'm on my
Everton
oil
going.
cousin. Let's go, cousin.
Yeah, all the money, man. All the money, man. I lock it up like how they lock up
Whoa,
Abramovich.
whoa, whoa, whoa. We don't deal with those
Oh
things.
boy.
Okay. Last thing we want to touch on. Ajax won today. Not Ajax, sorry. Benfica won today. And they're
Oh.
through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, beating Ajax. I thought was a surprise to me. So Benfica is through. Of course, joining Real Madrid and Manchester City, and I think Bayern as well. Bayern as well, and also Atletico are joining them at the expense of the great Manchester United with the goat.
Yeah, unlike, let me
Oh.
just throw in
Very
here. I know we had the comments. This is basically a banter one. Comments. Ronaldo versus Messi. How Ronaldo is performing at an exceptional level over Messi, which by facts is true, but Messi is getting one more trophy than Ronaldo this season. And I
Yeah.
mean, this question probably will come into doubt, especially in this game, our banter side. I mean, how does Ronaldo not manage to get off a shot? He's a striker. And watching the game, he was mostly in the midfield.
yeah, he's deep.
And I basically saw him wing at one. I was wondering, is this his old time Ronaldo playing on the wing and getting deep? And could there be a cause of saying, why let Bruno back in the team after that one game? It's a
Ah,
Mm.
stretch, but I'm just saying after the game, why should get off,
y'all can tell me if y'all agree with me. Manchester United just looks like a dysfunctional family, right? Like they father abandoned them. The mother, she doing her own thing. The kids are wayward.
that's
I
where
mean,
Rashford comes.
it doesn't. That should will feed the kids though. That should will feed the kids.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
but other than that, it just seems like there's no link, there's no connection. Tell me what when you watch Manchester United, Johnny, what are they trying to do? How are they plan? What are they plan to break you down?
I couldn't tell you, and that's a damnation on Ragnick because he's failed as his interim because his job is getting top four, so that's a fail on his part. But those players, they don't care. They don't have the
Okay.
mentality to care enough. So that's really it. They're not a unit. They're not a team. They're a bunch of individuals. Say all the time they don't fight for each other. That's the most obvious thing, but it's one of the most fundamental things in football. Even if you're there a Friday afternoon and you pick a team, individuals, if you make a mistake, you have a man who gonna fight for you at the back and make up for your mistake. And not just throw up your hands and just give up. That's
Yeah,
not how you do professional
I'm not
football.
tell people. I'm not just turn up, top run somebody and call them for offside.
But if the offside, why waste it? Why waste the energy?
Yo, um, just to touch on the game again. Before I touch on that, I remember I think he was a former teammate of Harry Maguire when they was at Hull City. He was saying that he doesn't think Harry Maguire belongs to the level of Manchester United, with a team fighting for top four and potentially looking to fight for a championship year in, year out. He was saying at Leicester, he think that's his table,
That's his level.
that's his level where Leicester is trying to get in the European competitions, probably trying to fight for a FA Cup or whatnot. For me, I really think, as I've been saying, Luke Shaw is a one-hit wonder. I really think it's that, but
But
it is a
isn't
lighter
but
slack.
how would you define Harry Maguire for England or differentiate? I should say, how would you differentiate Harry Maguire for England and Harry Maguire for Manchester United? They look like day and night.
So, and
You can
that's
tell me back three and back four, but he don't. I mean, even his individual jewels for England, he don't look like a clown. But Manchester United, he looks like a clown.
yeah, and that's what we put in again. As Jonathan said, there is not no fight for anyone. We said what with United signing Varane, it would be a big big improvement because Varane will there have
He
you have
looks
the
like a clown.
pace. And I've been saying this, Varane is past his time right now. He ain't doing anything. But to get back on serious note, no banter aside right now. I don't know what's going on for them. You cannot tell me a team that finished second in the Premier League last season without one of the goats in world football, Ronaldo, a World Cup winning centre back in Varane that learn a lot from Sergio Ramos,
And a winger they've chased for
and
3 years.
and Sancho is supposed to be a bright spark, a reject from City. I just had to put that into quad. But yeah, looking at this team, adding those three vital players, surely
Yeah, you
you
can't get
should
much
be in
worse
the
than
top
that. Yeah.
four, at least top three in the reckoning. And to make it worse, you're out of the FA Cup early. You went out of the Carabao early. You're out of the Premier League early and the Champions League early in the round of 16. These are all early exits. It's not even to say like
Right.
they're in the latter stage. You probably
Yeah.
say, okay, maybe it
Yeah,
was a bump
and the FA
in
Cup they lost in Middlesbrough.
yeah, maybe it's a bump on the road that's going down. They drop in a pothole and the car mash up and whatnot. But they've been constantly dropping into these potholes and cannot get to avoid them right now. So something needs to be fixed. And I've been saying they don't know the destination that they're in because on the point in time, I think they were in like a rebuilding stage, but not so deep into it. But then, hey, I signed Sancho, so I
But
mean
okay,
Ronaldo comes, so it's I hear now.
okay. So let me say this then, because then what I'm thinking about Moy and Jonathan is I feel like sometimes some teams make the mistake of thinking they want to rebuild, but they can do it halfway. And I
Mm,
think that's the problem with Manchester United. Or they try to rebuild, but they don't really want to rebuild. They don't really want to start from scratch. So then, I mean, you forget to put you didn't put enough flour in the cake, right, Jonathan? You love to
yeah.
eat. You know how the thing go. You didn't put enough flour, but then you're not going back to look at the recipe and say, okay, you know what? I needed X, Y, and Z. Or I
Hmm.
forgot the egg. They're just like, yo, it will come a train little of this here and little of that. And then I can't see how you work. It might just turn out good. But then there's a pattern to this. Take your time, follow the pattern, trust the process, and maybe you can start getting results like Mikel Arteta. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, and Shaq, just for mine, I almost feel I don't want to say it because this might fix their problems, but Man United recently have been running on the Chelsea model. But one critical thing that they've been forgetting about the Chelsea model with bringing in stars and changing the manager often is that Chelsea has a structure
Right.
in the backroom level. So no matter who the manager is, no matter what the players are, everybody is behind that structure. They have to follow that structure, follow that culture,
Culture,
and
right.
it might not look like they have a process, but no matter who it is in that puzzle, they always fit inside that puzzle. You don't come out. Nobody's bigger than the club. Nobody is doing their own thing. Nobody is not united with everyone. So
Zlatan
that's
had
what they
something
forget about the
where,
Chelsea model.
if
Mm,
I,
that's
yeah,
that's
let me see if I can find it. Zlatan had some damning words for them today. I don't know how if it's Joe sent it to us. I don't know if it's true or not, but I read it. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and I quote, "You want to be a winner everywhere you go, then meet with the best manager in the world, Jose Mourinho. He's the type of manager that fears nothing. He is more like Zlatan. He does not fear the club boss, the players, the journalists. The only thing he fears is not to deliver a trophy for his club. I won with him at Inter Milan. And when I was in PSG, he came and gave me a call and said, don't you want to come over here at Manchester United? It's my first season here, and everyone looks strange. The kit, the badge looks strange. So if you come over, we will help them win a cup or two. Your presence will give these players a big lift. I said, why not? When I got there, it was a very young team that plays Europa League. I told them we are going to win because trophies respect Zlatan and Jose Mourinho. We won 3 or 2 trophies that year and qualified for the Champions League. Jose and myself left the club and they went back on winning nothing. These are if
Mm,
this is true, if this is true, this is somebody who has been at the club. And Jonathan, we have what Sanchez said also to go off of. Sanchez said on day
yeah.
one he wanted to rip the contract up and go back. And we're hearing things over and over coming out from Manchester United. Even Rashford is rumored that he wants to leave. Something seems like it's inherently wrong there.
and let me just jump in here with a question. We don't know what goes on behind the scenes of any football club unless they're showing us footage or whatnot. But as fans watching the game, looking at this United team, can you point out an exact leader, whether it's probably the manager or the players? Because
Mm,
I mean, we always say, oh, Jose Mourinho always finds a way to fall out with somebody. But look at this man. He always makes sure the structure is there. And even probably some of the things that come to light about what he said. Maybe some of the things about Pogba and certain of these players have come to light with, the bad attitude, hearing, and therefore, and just to touch on Pep, something that Pep said, the the red card that Kyle Walker managed to get in our Champions League game, reason why he couldn't play the round of 16 was some ridiculous foul that caused him to get a straight red. And I remember some reporter was asking Pep what he thinks about the Kyle Walker, and Pep blatantly said that he think it was ridiculous, and he will keep telling this 100% because there's no way you need to get a red card in the 80th between the 80th and the 90th minute when the game is basically already wrapped up. And I think that's some form of leadership right there to make your players know, hey, you're doing nonsense and whatnot. I don't want to expect that from you again, And I think that's some level of maturity stay there in, and you keep the mentality there and whatnot. Maguire is the captain. Ronaldo is, an icon of the club. But we don't really see any one of them pointing out, like, hey, do this, play for the badge. Because I think it was some Arsenal legend that said it was on me that you
Tony
play.
Adams.
Yes,
I think
Tony Adams. You play for
Play for the name on the
you
front.
play for the name on
And
the
they
front.
remember the name on
And
the
what
back.
about what's on the back? And I mean that's a very code that I like a lot. And I don't think United players could probably use that right now.
That's facts. That's facts.
Hmm.
Quickly, let's just get the prediction in for these last two games. I think Chelsea's through, so I don't think we really need to dwell on that. And
Mm.
you Juventus and Villarreal, that's 1-1. But I put my money on Juventus. Anybody disagrees?
No, no. Juventus going
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, I go. So Akani has something very interesting here, and I want to suspend the last 5 minutes we have, and deal with that. But let me get to these last two comments that Akani has. And man, you have some young talent in this squad that could potentially provide them with something for the future, and they're buying the likes of Palestri and Diallo. But if they're just gonna keep dipping into the market for immediate success, I don't know what they're expecting to happen with the youngsters. Here's
Mm.
this one. Here's this one. I this is interesting. Here's a start bench drop we sell for y'all. Ronaldo, Benzema, Lewandowski on current form. Current form meaning that we have to factor in the hat trick on the weekend for the for some people good.
Even they still have to sell
Right now,
Ronaldo.
right now, yeah, I think
Yeah, Ronaldo
Ronaldo outside.
based on
Hmm.
current form.
Based on current form, I
Everyone,
mean,
that's
when
one
you
of them.
factor in Benzema and Lewandowski, anybody else can be outside,
Yeah.
really and truly. So
Hmm.
Ronaldo outside for me, and
Oh.
I will bench Lewan and start Benzi.
Mm.
That's me.
That's yeah.
That's me.
I'm 100% going with Sharp.
Yeah,
I
yeah. Jonathan, what is
I'm
it?
going
Three
with
for
Benji.
three?
Uh, I'm trying to think. The quote unquote La Liga is harder than Bundesliga to score goals in, so there's that. And then on top of that, Benzema in the Champions League, I think has to be better than Leo because Lewandowski doesn't really face any tough opponents yet in the. Oh, did they?
Right. And Benzema
Yeah.
also
So
chipping with assists as well.
City, yes. And then that performance against PSG is one of the best striking
Right.
performances I've seen in Champions League in
Yep.
my lifetime. And me young, so but still. So Benzema starts.
Yeah. So we are in agreement. Benzema starts, Lewandowski on the bench, and Ronaldo. Some people good.
Yeah, I mean
Could never be my good. Because
Alba
we got a Ram good. Lionel Messi.
just the quick thing, Alba pointed out that too with Lewandowski and Benzema both scored hat tricks, but Lewandowski had two penalties in his,
Yeah,
whereas
yeah.
Benzema
Mhm.
he had to earn his 3 goals.
And it's tough against tougher opposition, like Johnson said.
Let's not get
It's
started.
tougher opposition.
Those boys are basically bottlers, and I remember everyone last season laughed when I said nobody was afraid of
Ooh,
PSG.
you know what? I really wanted to go in on PSG, because my goodness, this process, that project failed. That project is
Yeah.
done.
Hmm.
Not Benzema, Mbappe, he's looking to go Real Madrid. I'm trying to tell Neymar, he basically just comes to the carpet, and that's we probably can win something. But other than that, that project
The
is
carpet
done.
don't want Neymar Shaq. Stop
We
with
want
that, please.
Messi. It's a Messi.
Of
One
course,
year.
bring him on.
Bring
Yeah,
Messi to
bring Messi
Liverpool.
on, not a Neymar.
Remember the great Arsene Wenger wanted Messi, you know. So
There
Yeah.
was a there was a vital comment I saw a City fan made on Twitter, and I don't, it could be differential in teams. It couldn't be the same way. But he said he remember everyone laughing at him, and he's getting hurtful words on Twitter when he said that he doesn't want Messi at City. Be- And you see in the game when they were losing, Messi was walking. He was pointing out to that. I see where he's coming from, but I guess it could be a different case. But it could be the same way. City is losing and then Messi is walking and whatnot. I mean, I'm one to judge any and anyone. I don't care how great of a player you are, Messi, Ronaldo, Pele, Aguero as a City legend. Once you ain't doing nothing, you can get the stick. There's no way avoiding it. Walking on the pitch, that doesn't say well at all for you as a player and as one of the goats of world football. It really doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
all right, last question before we go. Akani has another one for us. Do you think the game would have ended differently if Ramos played instead of Kim Pembe? Not really. Not really. Kim Pembe is a good player. He's prone to
What?
little. I think Mbappe could have squared the ball a couple times too. So you could
Why? Why I
we
think
could
Akani is saying there? I think he's hinting more at mentality because Ramos is a mentality monster instead
okay.
of
You think that
Kimpembe.
you just lock it down. That you could be
Ramos will be shouting the players' faces and say like,
right.
focus, focus, head in the game, them kind of thing. Because PSG only need one goal now. One
Yeah.
goal yesterday.
When I saw that they scored a goal, I was like, oh yeah, Real Madrid done for. I can't believe you let them score three, man. Can't believe you let them score three.
Front three
Yeah.
is to be blamed for not finishing chances. And then down the room, that boy was sleeping.
Oof.
I mean, hey, football is about fine margins, as we've seen before. I mean, City won a league when I think it's Johnstone's cleared the ball off the line.
Yep.
It's fine margins. What's the name? I mean, Manchester. I was going to say Manchester United, but they don't really do fine margins. They just let Fergie by the ref and so.
Yeah.
But we have football to look forward to tomorrow. The big game. I don't think those Champions League games are bigger than the Arsenal versus Liverpool. So I'm looking forward to that game. I leave work early. Make sure I get home, sit down, and watch that game. And I got my little brother covered.
Yeah.
I got my little
Mm-hmm.
brother covered, Johnson. At the end of it, we're gonna see official from Arsenal. Mahrez
Big up
is
the
incoming.
big up
Ah.
coach that provides me with my audios when I'm going home from work. They have been cut to the pass.
I don't know how you do that though. I can't listen to football, man.
I mean, that's my only choice.
I can't listen to football.
In fact, the commentators, I must say, they made me feel like I was at the game without
Yeah.
one. So
I
the
can't,
feeling was there.
I can't
The
listen. I mean, I
BBC
can
commentators
listen
you're talking?
because
Yeah, BBC.
when I'm in the
Mm-hmm.
car, and I have the game, I mean, I'm not watching it all the time. I know if I hear a goal, I can look down and see. But my goodness, I just can't. I can't listen to it. I don't know. I need to watch the game. So hope internet works fine tomorrow. Okay, done the streaming thing and go on.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, Jonathan, thank you for joining us. We come again on Thursday, God's willing. I'm here with Moy. He has a City background behind me, but of course, I'm still repping Arsenal 100%.
Yeah.
But hey, that's it. That's it, guys. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Moy, Akani. Monchi was in the comments too. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Title race could have another twist. The top four race could have another twist. Relegation could have another twist. It's crunch time
Mm-hmm.
now in the Premier League, guys. We're getting closer to May, closer to when every point counts at this point in time. So thank you for joining us tonight, and we'll see you again on Thursday, God's willing.
Thank you for watching Island Fans. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you'll know when there are new videos and updates. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and like us on Facebook. Island Fans, for the passion of the game.